De Dios santo, Señor. Hablo, mira ahora mismo esto. Tan poder de Dios santo, Dios. Me estuvo llevando esa guagua a mi vale. Ay, gran poder de Dios santo, Dios.
What's up, guys? Bienvenido a mi casa and welcome back to another episode of Travel News. And as you just seen, we're back with a serious story coming out of Punta Cana. Now, before I get started, I just want you guys to know I don't want these stories to be fear-mongering. I don't want people afraid to travel, but I have to bring you the reality. There's good and bad to traveling. I have a ton of friends and family that ask me about traveling and they only see the glitz and glamour, but there's delays, cancellations, stress, all type of headaches that come with it. And although these cases are extreme and very unlikely, it is a possibility. I also want to use this platform to bring a voice to the voiceless, and I've done a ton of research and I can't find much US coverage on this story. News came out a couple of days ago that 51 tourists were injured in a bus accident. These include people from Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and Peru. Of the 51 passengers, it said that up to 48 of them were tourists. I just want to make this clear, guys. It seems like this was actually an organized tour. The bus was heading to an island right off of the coast of the Dominican Republic. So it seems like it may have been organized through some type of tour company, or possibly it was an activity that was being thrown through the hotel. Of the 51 people injured, 2 women were killed instantly on the spot. 1 woman being from Argentina and the other being from Chile. Witnesses say the bus was traveling at a high speed, and in an attempt to avoid another truck, it swerved off as the intersection had no traffic light. I just want to say this is not too uncommon in South American and Caribbean islands. It's kind of the nature of the roads out there. To the infrastructure and how things are set up, I'm sure you guys seen in a bunch of my videos, a lot of roads don't have stoplights. A lot of roads don't have stop signs. You just kind of figure it out and go with the flow of the traffic. Of course, this just poses a certain level of danger that you may not have in maybe the US or a country in Western Europe, not having these type of traffic rules. But I will say a lot of drivers have been driving like this their whole life, so they're accustomed to this type of driving. Normally you are in safe hands, but it does seem like these cases are increasing and increasing rapidly. Just a few months ago, 2 Netflix actors were actually killed in a bus crash out in Mexico. And back to our story, sadly news recently surfaced that a 3rd victim was actually pronounced not making it. So in total, 3 fatalities in this crash. Just when authorities were about to rule this as a tragedy, something that just was a misfortune in the event, a new key piece of information came into play. Witnesses of the crash had suspicions about the bus driver, and of course the Dominican authorities did their due diligence and gave him a drug test. Now this drug test actually came back for being positive for cocaine. Came back for being positive for cocaine. Now, believe it or not, that actually is a big deal. It also helps explain why this driver was driving so fast when he knew he was about to make a turn. Out of the 50 people injured, 14 suffered serious injuries, 3 of them who succumbed to their injuries, 34 other people being reported as suffering minor injuries. I expect Dominican authorities to do their full research on this guy. He'll probably never see the light of day again. He'll probably never drive it. I hope he never drives a bus again. I hope he doesn't, honestly. He deserves to be in jail. He deserves to be charged with 3 murders. Actually, guys, the blame doesn't end there. There's actually been several accidents on this specific road that the citizens say should be shut down or needs reconstruction. I just want to say the story is just really heartbreaking. It's not getting any coverage. I think it needs to get out there, you know. These are 3 families that were impacted for the rest of their lives, and they say 14 people were injured in total. So there's 11 people that we just don't know the circumstances of their injuries. And this was a truly horrific accident. I won't get into the details of the injuries that the people who didn't make it sustained, but they were very serious injuries, and I can only imagine that maybe one of these 11 people who survived has something, you know, that would truly impact their lives for the rest of their life. And why this story probably isn't getting the coverage is because all these tourists were from South America. Now, having many friends in South America, I know for many of them, going to the Dominican Republic is a dream. I know for Americans, it's something, you know, we just look over. It's kind of a throwaway trip, especially for us on the East Coast. You've probably been going to the Dominican Republic since you were 18 or younger. For many citizens from South America who may not have the funds like Americans, this was most likely a lifelong dream, to be honest, and it quickly turned to a nightmare. 2 of the confirmed victims were actually on the trip with their husbands. Can you imagine the pain that the family must be going through? Mostly due to just plain negligence. I mean, a bus driver who decided to do drugs before taking a route. That's just pure irresponsible. I'm hoping these Dominican bus companies realize the seriousness of this accident and go ahead and put in more procedures, more protocols to make sure drivers are tested for drugs and mental stability and as well as the Dominican government go ahead and look at these roads and make sure that this specific road is a road from Punta Cana to La Romana. Now, La Romana is another big tourist area, and a lot of people from Punta Cana go to La Romana because it's about an hour ride, and like I said, there's a lot of beautiful islands located right off the coast of La Romana. So more than likely, if you're going from Punta Cana to La Romana, you're gonna take this road, and people are saying it's not safe. So the Dominican government needs to look into this and make sure that this road has lights, has guards, has police presence, has emergency vehicle presence. Basically, just to repeat my sentiment, guys, this is not to put fear in your heart to travel, but it is just to give you the wake-up call that things happen everywhere. I just want to take this time out, send my well wishes to the family, send my well wishes to anybody affected by this accident. Guys, I haven't been able to find a GoFundMe account for this accident. If you were able to find one, please put it down below in the comments. I'm going to keep searching and maybe find one. I'm guessing they have some individually. I just haven't been able to locate them. But please, guys, comment below, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Share this story just so, you know, who knows, maybe your loved one will be out of country and they need this reminder to keep them on point and to, you know, make sure they're having the funnest time but also the safest time. Alright guys, I'm gonna check you guys later. I'm out of here. Peace.